if you've spent money on SEO, how much money have you spent on SEO to get yourself on the first page of Google? Because I can guarantee it'll be 10 to 20x what Brian and his team are charging to get you there at a much faster pace.
Welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs, growing 1% everyday podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs podcast, where we discuss how to improve 1% every day in both business and in self. Today, we have Brian Becker from Tactical Business Solutions that has developed a new product that is breaking search engines. Honestly, this thing is insane. Using his unique system, he has cracked the code on SEO and SEM. Today, he's going to discuss how he's doing it every single day for his clients. Thank you, Brian, for joining us.
Pleasure's mine. Pleasure's mine, Kyle.
You've given me some outline on this product, and it's very unique. And it's something that I don't think a lot of SEO specialists, SEM specialists, and general business practices are looking into. How strong long-tail keywords are really for the growth of their business, the growth of search inquiries, and getting them into the right position on Google search, Bing search, and all these search indexes, even Amazon, to get them the traffic that they need. So can you tell me kind of what you've built here with Tactical Business Solutions and why you guys are so unique?
Yeah. So Tactical Business Solutions has been a labor of love for sure. It's been a 6-year journey. It started off as a medical consulting company that changed to a sales consulting company with the times and with the onset of COVID-19. And then I was introduced, well, actually, that's not fair. I have friends that were developers from the service that had developed some unique softwares that were used over in the desert. And so I reconnected with them, and we were working with another company at that point in time doing e-commerce and digital marketing. And so what we learned was, and the genius behind the scenes learned, was that he could create an algorithm. This is the dawn of the AI inventions that could hunt and search and optimize search engine results. We call it search engine maximization, not SEO or not SEM. We call it SEMX. And the reason is because we're trying to maximize results for a company in the smallest period of time. And then we have some secrets on how we do that. But really what we're tying is machine learning with human analytics and getting the best results possible from that.
Really the combination of two worlds. Everyone now is talking about AI and how AI is helping. But as we know, AI is just an assistant to pulling data, correlating information, and, really fast tracking really intelligent individuals. So explain to me how you're doing it differently. We've kind of gone back and forth a little bit about the maximization of this effort. You don't need to tell the secret sauce, but a little bit of details of why people can see that this is a route that they need to take and a route that's going to give them better success than just continue to develop blogs and backlinks.
Excellent question. And I'll use one of my examples of one of my friends who was using the service just as a background. And what he has a mixed martial art equipment company, but he kept using the term combat equipment. Well, unfortunately, that was coming out with things such as helmets, elbow pads, knee pads, etc. Not what his product was. What he was missing the term of was, and he was using AI and it was giving him these answers. But what it wasn't giving him was the human analytics of, no, that's the wrong way to take your product. So we looked at his results. We altered the search results after we took about a 45-minute process of interviewing him. And then what we learned was, no, it's not combat equipment, it's combat sports equipment. And in this case, it's personal combat sports equipment. And then we took the results from there. So the problem you'll face, Kyle, is that with AI, people get results, and you've heard this term probably 1,000 times, if not more, since COVID. Unprecedented. That's just lazy AI speak that people are putting things into AI and getting it back. That is a flag. And we need to understand that with machine learning, we take terms like that out into terms that are actually being searched for by your clientele. And then we put that back and we give a game back to our clients on here's how to apply it to your website, your social media, etc., without getting gated and improving your results. And we have case study after case study of how we can improve those results in a rapid period of time.
So it's not just taking the SEO approach of understanding the search impressions and what consumers are actually looking up, but also taking that internal business understanding of, what your competitors or your customers are searching, but is it relative to the product that you're offering? And then finding that combination of the two. Super powerful. But you alluded to something a little bit before we hopped on the recording here about long tail keywords and the value of that in the industry. Can you dive into that a little bit for us?
So yeah, so it's going back with your question you asked before. I think it's key to understand what we do differently is our approach is first of all to own your name, right? You're a business. If someone searches for you and can't find your name, you're not top of search, they're not going to find you. If you go to 6th, 7th, 8th, page 2, you might as well not even be in the search quadrant. So the key for us, number one, is getting all of our clients to the number one search when their name comes up. The second thing we do with these results is we find their catchphrase. What are they known for? What is it that we're working with? What are we trying to find? And we work with that to make sure that catchphrase then comes up with that product name. And then third is owning their brand. What makes them special? How that's important then to tie back into your next question was, this is where long tail searches come in with keywords and key phrases. So what the key is, no pun intended, is that there is a certain number of keywords, key phrases, and long tail searches that you can put into your media, your website, your social media, et cetera, to drive your organic search rankings. Stop paying for ads, save money, and do it organically the way it was designed to do. Now, they don't want you, when I say they, many of the search engines out there and other marketing firms don't want you to know about this because they want you to spend ungodly sums of cash to drive the results. We're able to do it for literally about 10 cents on the dollar compared to many other places.
And you're comparing to paid ads, I'm assuming, because you're getting that organic positioning. The question is, are you doing it in the same time that we expect from normal SEO companies? If I sign up for any other SEO company, I'm looking at a minimum of 3 months to start seeing traffic and then run 5 to 6 months before I start getting revenue return. Are we expecting the same thing with this product?
So I'll give you 3 case studies really quickly, and what was fun about it. We've seen 3 companies ranked 8th, ranked below 20th, and ranked 30th in their names. And within 30 days, they'd all moved. Within 60 days, all of 3 of them had achieved number 1 ranking on their name. So we were gated ourselves, and we relaunched our website on Saturday. We were on page 2, to be frank. We were number 12 overall. In 3 days, we hit number 1. Now, we can't always guarantee these results. It is a multiple step formula to do this, but we've really found how to do these results rapidly, drive clientele, drive followers, drive ranking, and drive sales.
Incredible. I mean, the speed of execution that you have here, the opportunity to get into, again, for the business owners and entrepreneurs listening out there, what if you could see every single one of your competitors paying for traffic on the top of the search index, and you're right below them, not having to pay a dollar, but still getting the click, still getting the customer's traffic?
So you'd asked that question to me before. There's one of our clients that we're working with where the person above us on the sponsored level is paying $87,000 a month when we pay less than 1,000.
Yep. And that gives you an opportunity to drive that traffic and focus in on getting the consumers in a position that allow you to close them in a spot where you know the long tail keyword structure is at the bottom of their funnel. So if you want to get real granular with this marketing, there's top of funnel, middle funnel, and bottom funnel keyword orientation. You're going after brand name, slogan, and really the core values of that company, which is really bottom of funnel. So the traffic that you're driving through your efforts are not only going to be valuable traffic, it's traffic that's going to lead to quick revenue streams. Super powerful, Brian. Seriously. And you alluded a little bit before, what makes you unique is a combination of AI and people. Can you dive into that a little bit and talk about how this is not just AI? There's something really different here with the business you're building.
There is. So one of our secrets is, and we get into this with our clients, is the amount of searches that we do and the amount of machines we use for the machine learning model. Kyle, you and I have talked about it. Obviously, I don't want to disclose that too much, but we do tell our clients how that works when they're in the process and when they begin to become part of the subscription for the year. What we've also learned before I get into the human team is that the key is doing these results on a quarterly basis. Why? Because it's a monthly implementation plan with these high value words, phrases, and long tails, but making sure that you're on a quarterly basis, because as we talked, you and I, Kyle, just before this, after 5 months, those long tails 100% had changed. So if you don't continue on with your cert, you're watching things change over and over again. So back to the human team, why it's important. So my team is 6 different people right now, males and females both. And we have, what's really, I think, powerful about our team is we come from many different backgrounds. We have 4 major religions on our team. We have all 3 generations. We have Xers, we have millennials, we have Zers. We do this on purpose because what we want to make sure of is when the machine's teaching us, it's not just reaching me as a Gen Xer, and it's not just reaching, in this case, Bear. We use call signs, by the way. It's one of the fun things we do from our military background. So Bear, she'll look at things and go, well, as a Zer, that's not reaching me. So what we have to do, whenever we do a search, we have to have 2/3 agreement on the results to move forward. And so we do 5 iterations every time we do a search. About 15 hours of analytics are spent on the team.
For entrepreneurs and business owners listening to this right now, how powerful is that? In today's day and age, you can either hire a marketing agency that's going to do everything for you, or you're going to hire a service and a tool that you can leverage and do all the work yourself. Brian has created something here that's a combination of the two. It goes into a deep understanding of SEO capabilities and what a website needs to get the search traffic that's going to drive the business, but also what your business needs and the understanding of what really correlates to bring revenue into your company. And they're looking at this at the granular position of even the general search term, something that you as a business owner, you shouldn't have to deal with that headache. You shouldn't have to understand the search volume and difficulties of specific keywords compared to others. Brian's team can handle that through and through. And it seems like, Brian, you've developed something that not only is logically the right structure, performance-wise, using all the tools that we have with AI and smart individuals and people, but also service-wise to increase the speed of success of getting you up to the first page of Google to get that traffic. You've built something super, super powerful here, but as you said, it took years to get this right. Can you highlight any challenges, difficulties, or maybe some tribulations that you had to go through that other business owners could resonate with when building out this company, or maybe something that changed the way that you do business because of some of the difficulties you've met in the development of this?
A couple of different things I want to go back to, because you just said a lot there, and I want to make sure I'm answering it in 2 different ways. So I will talk about what the service offering is and how we get results faster, because there is a secret to that sauce, and I will tell you that secret. It's pretty open, and it's a very straight format, but it's been successful. But let me answer your first question. Why did it take us 4 years? Well, it took 2 years to get AI really off the ground with different models we were using and the different algorithms we were using. Candidly, the first 2 years, it was a rough road. And what we did is it was very much trial and error. We had to learn the gating systems. We had to learn how it worked, what formulation worked. We also had to work through have enough machine power to get the results so that they were refined as well as they are. And I think that I don't think that's means I don't know. No, I know that was one of the challenges that we definitely faced. The second challenge we faced is making sure the team understood how to do the analytics and how to do the onboarding interview, understanding why Kyle chose Kaizen and why Kaizen is important to Kyle and what that means and what that catchphrase is. See, we started off too wide, and so we had to narrow it. But what we found is those 3 major areas, your name, your catchphrase, your brand, are what sets you apart from all the competition. And it's what you want your clients to find. You're not competing against the billion-dollar marketing firms that are out there with the esoteric and emotional. That was the other thing we learned, is that too many people were going and sitting back and doing this. Oh, the computer will do all of it. We immediately knew that wasn't going to work. We learned that very rapidly. And so what we were watching is the news and things along those natures to find out what words kept being used. And that was telling us that there was lazy AI out there. We don't want that. We want our machines to learn. Stop using lazy AI. Continue to work on your model and continue to learn from our model so that we are using terms that humans would use, not a machine. I use the word unprecedented. It's like one of my most least favorite words out there right now. And it's so overused. Everything's unprecedented. It is such an AI. You immediately know, well, you just put that into an AI algorithm. They put it out there, and now you're reading off that. That's what we don't want to be. And that's one of the secrets to the sauce. The second secret to the sauce and the challenge we learned is now that we've got the ideal terms, we know what to use, how to put it into the system. So we learned quickly it has to start with the website, and your web traffic has to go there naturally. But do you have a blog? I know that sounds crazy and weird, but how many people don't have blogs? Now, I will tell you, for an end user and a company, they're so critically important. For a person like me and my business, candidly, we get gated all the time. It's because we are competing. So we laugh at it, but we know that it has to be in there. And we just do it for more of an educational purpose. That's what we try to do. And then finally, do you have case studies and white papers? What else is out there to set your product apart? What are you sharing? Don't share trade secrets. I get it. Don't share your secrets to yourself, but share information that sets you apart. And then finally, about your industry. What are the good secrets and the dirty secrets? What's wrong out there? What do you want to make an impact on it? We're very heavy and we believe in the ESG, talking about people with ESG, because if it's environmental, social governance, it should be out there. It should be something talked about because it's improving the way we all work together. It doesn't matter. Again, we take the politics out of it. As I told you, our team runs the gambit and we openly talk about it because we believe by learning from each other, we're better.
Oh, I love that. I mean, honestly, just the integration, the system that you've put into place, the desire that you have, and the timeline of building this out, understanding that when it's ready and when it's not ready, it's a super powerful thing, right? So now, Brian, entering the market, knowing the product ready, and confident that it's going to be able to kind of move boundaries here in the search space. Where do you see the industry going? Do you see that what you've created here is the next step in SEO and SEM, or do you believe that there's an evolution even past where you're at today? Where do you see the next 5 years going in the organic search?
Yeah, so if you look at SEO and SEM, SEO has basically been out for about 25 years now, if you really want to look at it. And the SEM is about probably 20 years because it pivoted. Once they figured out they could make money off the SEO, well, then SEM came into play. So we call it SEMX, right? Search engine maximization. What it does is it takes all of the benefits of SEM, putting your ads out there, et cetera, and all your SEO and trying to drive it into organic traffic. This probably is the next 20 years. And people will try to mimic and copy it, if you will. I enjoy it because to me, it's the birth of a new evolution of a science. And it's one of those where don't take our word for it. We now have 4 different clients that we tested over 2 years. We've seen them at least 6 months to over 2 years now, and testing and putting it in and seeing how it results and seeing what happens, and actually watching, unfortunately, a former client failed because they stopped using it. And what happened is they came down in rankings and now they bounced and they skyrocketed up. Why'd they skyrocket up? Because they didn't continue to use the kind of methodology. The other question you would ask Kyle about this is the other thing is we look at how much people have spent on these SEO firms. There's a client we had that spent over $200,000 in 2 years. We have better results in less than 30 in 8 months. So the answer is we know that that 90 cents on the dollar, and I say 90 cents on the dollar average, but you can save that money, implement it in different ways, get better results, drive better sales, because people find you for what they're looking for, not general terms. And that, I think, is the crucial part. And the next evolution of the science is refining things. The G algorithm is tough because it changes every 2 weeks now. It used to be every 3 months. Now it's every 2 weeks. So the answer for ours, it's never going away. It's just going to continue to learn. And I think that's the beautiful part is as we learn more, our algorithm will learn more. And so then we become more valuable.
I agree with you. You're on the cutting edge of what I think the next evolution is, the next stage. I think using these long tail keyword structure that you're kind of putting it together and a real deep dive understanding of what business practice really is, as well as what we consider bottom of funnel keyword orientation for success. Like you said, your brand, your messaging, your slogan, thing of that nature leads into success. And I think that what you're doing is just a tip of the iceberg that will progress into middle of funnel and top of funnel based long tail keywords as well. As AI becomes the main search engine in all of these search indexes, I don't know about you now, but every time I look something in Google, I'm reading that AI caption every time. It's the first place my eye goes, right? And long tail keyword orientation is one of the biggest ways to actually rank for AI. It's one thing that not many people know about. So, Brian, I believe you are ahead of the ball. My question is, how do you stay ahead of the ball? You're obviously extremely intelligent. You stay on top of your stuff. You've developed a program here and a platform that I think is the next step in the SEO and SEM space. But for the listeners out there, I'm always curious what a person like yourself's Kaizen is. What do you do every single day to find improvement in both yourself and your business? What are you doing, Brian? Are you Are you staying on top of Google's algorithm and reading that every 2 weeks when they release something new? Are you listening to a lot of podcasts? How do you find your content improvement?
So I think first of all, one of the things that we're doing is what's the next service we have to offer to continue to grow and keep that front of mind. We know already phone search is going to be one of the futures that we have to get into as well. You do it all the time, right? You'll type in, you'll say, and I won't say her name because otherwise she'll go off on my phone right now. But you say a name and hey, tell me about this. That's going to be the next phase that's going to happen as well. The phase after that, the days of your going to Amazon and buying off a listing as opposed to live selling, which is the next, it's already huge in Europe and Asia. It has not come to the United States yet, but it's going to be another thing that's coming to us very soon. So it's understanding what other offerings and technology have to go there. And then obviously going back with my partners who designed this software and, hey, are we staying up to date? Are we doing it? More tests, more case studies, more proving our concept. That's going to be the crucial part with the team. Jamie and the team have done a phenomenal job of helping people out and growing. They've helped, again, we say, don't believe us, read our customer testimonials. And one of my favorite one is the first one right off the bat, which, if you don't believe us, call Thomas. He'll tell you all about it. So, it's making sure that we are improving our customer service, our client services every day. It's making sure that we are challenging each other every day. Believe it or not, there's a lot of challenging going back and forth. To be candid and frank, when we try to read these results, I know that's going to be important. And then it's expanding the team as we grow, continue to expand our team. That's the biggest thing I can think we can offer people.
Just living every day in the business, understanding the business, loving what you're doing. And that's how you're really finding your Kaizen, right? Constantly practicing your work and being a part of the practice, which being a cutting edge business like yourself is where you have to be. I think that's where your effort, your time, and your mindset really needs to be. How do I exploit this opportunity to the best of its ability until, algorithm adjustments or other changes, or we start moving into AI-based communication across the board, right? Definitely a possibility. I have a bonus question for you. It's one of my favorite questions that I get to ask on these podcasts. You ever heard of the book Atlas Shrugged?
I have. I've read it 3 times.
Oh, this is definitely a reader. Okay, because it is a thick book. My question to you, Brian, for the listeners out there, if you haven't heard of the book before, the premise of the book is that us as business owners, Brian, myself, you listening to this right now, we put the world on our shoulders and we move the world forward through our business practice. And what would happen if we stopped doing that? If we all unanimously just gave up and shrugged off our businesses and stopped running our company? So my question to you, Brian, if today Atlas shrugged and you, I, everyone out there just stopped running their businesses and the infrastructure was still out there, the restaurants are there, the home improvement materials are still out there, all that, it all stopped, what would be the first business that you would open tomorrow?
Well, first of all, Colorado is a wonderful place. So I do love that in the book. But to be serious, I think that the key for us is what is necessary, what is essential, and not in the AI term essential. No, what is essential? So for me, I look at things, and this is going to sound odd, but now that I've been working with hazardous materials again for a little while as well, I would open an incinerator. Why? Because we have so much trash in our world that's going into landfills and poisoning water and food, etc. It's time to turn that back into energy, clean energy, mind you, and give back to Mother Earth. I really do believe that. I think that if I had the money tomorrow, that's what I would be opening up.
Brian, I love that. That was a really strong answer and very confident about that. And as the listeners can hear, this is a man that really cares, right? He wants to give back as much as he possibly can. And I think what you've created here, Brian, is so individually unique that most people that have listened to this podcast now can't fathom this. Let me be very clear, entrepreneurs and business owners, if you're listening to this right now and you're considering optimizing your SEO, you can go with another product or another business or another agency. Even us as an agency, we've been offering SEO services for years. We know it takes 3 to 6 months to start seeing serious results. And 3 to 6 months means just starting to touch the first page of Google, truly. And Brian's tool is doing it in 60 days. No guarantees, like you said, but the long tail keyword fashion, going after the granular understanding of the business, going after the keyword orientation, understanding the long tail keywords that go behind each part of your name, your theme, your slogan, and adding that to your website, having a clear game plan from a team like that Brian has and has he developed at Tactical Business Solutions allows you to have a very structured game plan to fast tracking your success on Google search, fast tracking your success on Google search. So if you need more traffic to your website, if you want to be recognized first for your name on Google search, first for your slogan on Google search, if you want people to find you that are ready to buy your service, contact Brian at Tactical Business Solutions today to get the ball rolling. Brian, how would people find you? How would they get in contact with you?
Sure. You can email us at hello@tacticalbusinesssolutions.me. And yes, that's .me. We've done that because we wanted to be a little unique, right? It's not about us, it's about you. And one of the other things I want to stress is you can visit us at www.tacticalbusinesssolutions.me. What I want to leave everyone with is one of the things of pride that my team says is we try to find a way to say yes to everyone. So we really do look at finding a way to solve your need, and whether it's Kyle at Kaizen or anyone else out there, and making that, and we do believe in Kaizen mindset. I'm Kaizen certified. I do believe in small changes every day. And that's why we've got the process that we do and the model that we do, is that we can absolutely apply the solutions on a daily basis that will help drive results.
I love that. And if you have finished this video and got to this part, make sure you like and comment below if you've spent money on SEO. How much money have you spent on SEO to get yourself on the first page of Google? Because I can guarantee it'll be 10 to 20x what Brian and his team are charging to get you there at a much faster pace. I've gone through this process. I've helped a lot of businesses with this. It is not an easy process. And I've gone a deep dive into what his service has to offer. It is very unique. It has a lot of value, and it can fast track the process that you're trying to exploit on Google search, and Bing search, and any other search index. So again, if you finish this video, check the description below. We're going to have Brian's website inside there, as well as his contact information, so you guys can get connected with him. Comment below exactly how much you have actually spent, time or money, on developing your SEO to get yourself on the first page of Google. And we will see you on the next video. Thank you again, Brian. Awesome to have you. And I'll be using your product soon.